Hi, this is Cheryl Mays from Rise and Shine CF, and I am really excited. You have got to understand how excited I am that I have Miss Stacey Oliver-Knappe here on the Author's Lane. And I am excited because we've started these series, these segments, probably several days ago, as everybody is now operating in their gift sets. And an author's gift set is being able to take a person that might be in an awkward situation and give them some normalcy, to take a person that needs to go further and give them strategies and techniques, to take a person that is looking for something and give them some spiritual guidance. So, words are so powerful. And I am so excited that you are here to join us. And so I introduce to you Ms. Stacey Oliver-Knappe. So Stacey, we met, we met, which seems so long ago, but
yeah, it wasn't. When we could meet in person. Yeah.
Yes, we met at a good event, which is Greater Orlando Organizational Development Network. And then found out that you were a member of an organization that I wanted to be affiliated with, which is the National Speakers Association. And from there, we have just formed a friendship. And it's interesting because I said this in my book, is that the universe gives you to people that you need to meet at some point on your journey.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel about how we were connected. And now here we are on the Author's Lane.
Here we are.
Yes, exactly. Well, Stacey, not only are you here as an author, but you are also, you are a speaker. You are an expert at customer service and human resources. And that's literally where your background for training came in from. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. I actually started kind of in this journey. I grew up in Central Florida. So I say, like, if you grow up in Central Florida, at some point you have to work for one of the theme parks. And I did. That was my first job. I worked at, I won't name the company, but we all know who I'm talking about. I worked there for a long time as a kid. It was my first job. I was there 8 years, and it really set such a strong foundation of what customer service is. But I just always fell into training. I wanted to be a teacher when I was a kid. Found out kind of later on in my journey that I am not a person who should be teaching children. But I love teaching adults and certainly helping them do well at work. And every job I had some kind of element of training into it, whether it was actually my job or just part of my responsibilities. And then that just kind of grew and grew and grew, and went back to school as a non-traditional student as an adult, and just fell into really workforce training and development. And that's been my thing. And ever since grad school, that I went too late. So it's never too late, people. I went back late.
I'm one of those late bloomers myself.
Yeah, so I didn't finish school until I was 32, and after that, with a master's degree, and after that, every job I've had has just taken me on this journey of even more training / human resources, all the way up to vice president and having my own consulting firm. So, it's been a serendipitous, kind of crazy, non-traditional trajectory of a journey, and I've loved every minute of it.
There you go. And I'm sure people can relate to that because, it's like you're headed in one direction, and then the universe, God, something happens and it shifts you. And all of those skills that you pick up along the way, you actually get to use them as a bundle and do something incredible with it that gives you purpose.
Yep.
And then,
at the time, you have no idea.
Yeah, exactly. I think we can all kind of look at that and go, I know about a time, or I'm in a time, when it's like that. And then you did this anthology on compassion at work. And so how did that come about, and what was your inspiration to make that the piece that you wanted to contribute?
So how the anthology came about is I met an author that you're going to talk, I think you're going to speak to her later, Kathy Fryock, and she organized the anthology. And I met her through the National Speakers Association. It seems forever ago right now, but it was only 2 years ago. And I met her, and she was talking about how writing a book is such an inspirational and amazing way to get your message out to a lot of people quickly. And how she positioned it and what she was talking about, the name of the book, like you said, is Compassionate Work. And it's me and 18 other HR professionals kind of giving our different takes through different chapters of how can we be better at work? I mean, how can we make it almost a more human experience of emphasizing the human in human resources? And my particular chapter is all about training, because how I feel about it is living in different companies and organizations and doing my own work, that training is kind of very mysterious to people. They really, and especially the smaller the businesses, the more they kind of don't understand maybe how the human mind works and how training works. And I wanted to write a short little chapter about, first of all, a little bit about the nuts and bolts, how people learn, and how you can do it best in an organization, and give them hope that it's not hard. It just takes a little bit of dedication and a little bit of knowledge on your half before you get in front of a classroom, or like we're doing now with all this virtual learning, you get in front of people and trying to teach them something. So I was writing it with a little bit of hope of helping them understand that you can do it. There's easy ways to do it, and all you have to do is reach out and have a good heart and be smart about what you do. And that was kind of where it all started.
It's interesting because in your book you had, there's something that I wrote down where it says, metrics more than personal experiences. And do you think that's something that's happening in the workplaces, that people are looking more at the metrics than the individual performance?
Yeah, I think that we are kind of looking over, we're not doing such a good job in the workplace of really establishing policies and procedures and holding people accountable to them. And so it's just easier to go gloss over it and almost ignore it until it becomes such a bad issue that you can't ignore it anymore. And I feel that the more you can get good policies in place and let everybody know what they are, that you can hold people accountable, and they're actually okay with it. They really do want bars of performance. They do want to know what's good and what's bad, and that you have ways to help them get to that highest level. I think we all have that in us, but we don't always know how to express it, or as leaders, we don't always know how to coach to it.
It's interesting because there's a Gallup poll that says more than 76% of employees are disengaged.
Absolutely. Totally believe it.
And I look at that, and because, I also work in training, which is another reason why we were so connected. And you look at that, and you know that people are looking for elements where they can be developed, where they can grow. Where they can enhance their capabilities and become a more in-depth part of an organization, or just being more globally aware of what the organization is doing, what direction it's going in. And a lot of times, even in training companies that I've worked with, that's been a piece. That's just been a piece, is allowing people to be developed, and have some congruency.
Yeah. I mean, I absolutely think that it is so much easier too than what I've seen other leaders think it is. They think like it's sending somebody to a multi-day seminar, and sometimes it is, and that is exactly what the person needs, and the organization benefits from it immensely. But it can be small. It can be small, like having book clubs. I mean, there's so many ways that people just need to know that you care. You expect the best out of them, but you're going to help them get there.
Well, yeah, I think it's an interesting topic. And so I want to go now, because you wrote this portion. And now, what do you want the readers to walk away with when they read not only your portion, but this whole anthology? What is it that the message is that you'd like for them to
what I'd like for them to have is feel more optimistic and more have courage isn't the word I'm looking for. An author who can't think of the word she wants. But they feel better about the HR function, that it's not just so much all compliance and lawsuits, and that's kind of the rap we get, that we're police people. And HR is so much more than that. It's not only the administrative side where, yeah, we absolutely have to be compliant and be sure we're doing legally what we need to do, but it can also be so rewarding in helping a group of people become organized and reach one goal together. And that's the HRD side of it, the human resources development side of it. And it can be so rewarding if companies could figure out a way just to kind of switch it a little bit, or at least balance that between the, oh my gosh, we're going to get sued for any little thing that we don't have in writing, to, oh my gosh, if we just spend a little bit more time getting to know people, getting to realize what they want, how they develop, then we're going to have an amazing workforce. We're going to have loyal people. We're going to have engaged people, like you said, to your point. And that's what I really hope people walk away with, is they get some good tips. There's a lot of good strategies. The topics are all over the place, but they're really just simple ways to help you improve your workforce, and that you can do it. It doesn't take a rocket science to do this. It just takes a little bit of determination and looking for resources. And well, now this is where courage comes into place. It does take a little bit of courage to do this too, to talk to an employee about, hey, you're not doing so good. But there's a great chapter on coaching. There's a great chapter on how to do compassionate terminations, which unfortunately is a little bit in our world right now. Conflict management. There's just so much wealth of information in this book that I hope it gives people confidence that you can lead your people in a heartfelt, in smart, strategic way.
And it seems like the chapters are one, if I were to be a leader, that I could look at and even train to, give some little tidbits of, at a weekly meeting. I always, suggest for individuals at weekly meetings to use it as an opportunity for a training component. So you walk away with something.
Yeah, I think it would be, the way the book is written, I think it would be an amazing way to, like you said, in a monthly meeting or a weekly meeting, to go over a chapter, because they are so diverse in what they talk about. And this is really where leaders, they're challenged, like your mid-level managers who maybe they got promoted because they were amazing at the job, but they've never been in leadership before. This is a great little starter book for it. Different little things that, oh, I never thought about that. Okay, you're in a safe environment, let's practice it. Or maybe even get into some great discussions. Does somebody have a problem that's reflected in this chapter? I think it's a great little study book, and it's not that hard to do. You just got to do it.
Just got to get there and do it. Well, I hope people do get the book, because it sounds like it is, and from what I've read of it, the pieces that I've been able to actually look at, that it is global, and it does give you different touch points in different areas of growth that could be beneficial. And so now I want to ask you a question about Stacey. So everybody has, this year, everybody has a word for the year.
Oh.
So this word, this is the new thing now. Everybody has a word that is carrying you through, times such as these and other times. So what is your word?
I think a perfect word for me right now, and this was even before our new world of coronavirus, is transition. I, like many people right now, I was laid off from my job last year and wasn't really sure if I was going to go back to consulting or corporate life, try to find another corporate position. And it's just been an amazing experience of transitioning, of figuring out that, and meeting great people along the way, like yourself, and I've met some other people to kind of help me figure that out. So, and I don't have it figured it out yet, and maybe everybody listening to this hasn't figured it out yet, but I'm excited, because I do know it's going to be something amazing, whatever it ends up being.
Yeah, and I think that's another good point too that you just brought up, is that everybody hasn't figured it out, and that's okay.
Absolutely.
You know, sometimes, you know, you want something and you're trying to, I have to correct myself sometimes too, because we want to, you know, we're such planners.
Yeah.
That's just the nature of what we do, you know, that it happens in your personal life and you literally have to go, okay, wait a second, no, wait.
Right, right,
Okay.
right.
Train yourself how not to do that. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and this has been such an interesting time of watching how everyone is learning how to stop for a moment.
Mhm.
Right. I mean, I was kind of stopped anyway. I had some medical issues at the end of last year that had kind of slowed down my transition. But this is just an interesting time where all of us are kind of looking at transitioning to from maybe a traditional environment to a remote environment. Maybe
Yeah.
your job all the way together has changed completely, or you're going to have to pivot yourself. So it's definitely being an interesting moment, I think, for all of us.
I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you. I want one more question. This one is kind of
Sure.
a funny question. It says, as a writer, what would you choose your mascot, your avatar, or your spirit animal to be?
All right, so I thought about this, and I thought I was gonna first say something graceful like a flamingo, or you know, some beautiful, exquisite animal. But you know what really hit me was a beaver. A beaver is just, you know, they're in the water, they're doing their thing, they're building their dam, they get their job done.
Okay, I like that.
And then they float on their back for a while until they figure out the next project that needs to happen. And I really thought that kind of was me and the whole writing experience. That's what it is. I get the job done how I need to get it done, then I relax a little bit, then it's time to move on.
And that's those milestones that a lot of times we miss.
Hmm.
You know, that stop and celebrate so that you can move on, because you can actually go victory there, you know, victory there. Okay, move on, victory
Yeah,
there.
exactly, exactly.
Well, that is so interesting. A beaver. Okay, I'm going to remember that for you. Well, Stacey, I'll tell you, thank you so much for having time to sit and chat with us on the author's lane. So now tell us, the Compassion at Work, where can we get the book?
The book is available on e-copy through Amazon, so you can look for it from there. And the great thing about the Amazon when you buy it on the e-version is that you can, the proceeds are donated to the SHRM Foundation. So that's Society of Human Resources Foundation. And right now with the virus hitting HR really hard, I just read something in one of the SHRM articles about what they're doing to amp up their endeavors to help HR professionals during this difficult time. So
Mm.
all the proceeds from the ebook go there. And if you want a hard copy, like a signed hard copy, you can find me at Stacey, Stacey, at thecustomerservicegurus.com, all one word. I would rename my company maybe to something shorter, but that's what it is. You can email me and we'll figure it out how I can get a signed hard copy to you. But it is like a really great little book, and I hope that you, all of you, if you're interested, you learn a lot from it, from me and my fellow authors.
Well, we're also going to put that information into the comments. So that
Awesome.
individuals will have links and all that good stuff in the comment section. But again, I want to thank you. Go out, get the book. It's going to be helpful, especially if you are in the workplace
Yeah.
and this is like your first job, or you're in
Yeah.
the workplace and you're looking at, you know, ascending at some point. This is a great, great study tool for you. You know, sometimes I think we wait for someone to say, I'm going to put you in a program, when you have
Mm-hmm.
the ability yourself to grab a book like this and go, okay, until they do, I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to read this and I'm going to increase my own skill sets.
Yeah, I think that's spot on. Is if you are interested in your own development, don't wait. Don't wait. You know, you're in charge. Everyone's in charge of their own careers, and this is, like you said, it's a great little tool to get you started.
Well, I am excited. Get the book. And also, you are on Facebook.
I'm on Facebook. I am on LinkedIn. I'm real easy to find on LinkedIn because I'm the only Oliver-Knappe out there. So go figure. Sometimes it helps to have an unusual name. So I would love to connect.
Exactly. And I'm going to make sure that these are in the comment section. Thank you, Stacey, for joining us on this segment of the Author's Lane. Please get the book. And also, I have been talking about writing reviews for the book. It is, I love to, and you share your view on what it means to get a review from a reader.
Oh, it just means the world to you as an author because you're just not sure if your message is hitting anybody. You know, it's a lonely thing to do to write a book, and you think that you are writing something that's important to you and that you think will help people. But when you get that comment back from a reader that it did make a difference, or you get some criticism, but criticism that helps you think about your world a little bit differently. It's an amazing gift. It is an amazing gift when someone will take time out of their really busy life to share what they think of your work. So we love it. I know everybody who participated in the book, we would welcome all comments. We're very excited to hear from you.
Well, that is fabulous because that's what we want you to do. To go write a review. It takes 2 or 3 sentences just to kind of share what you got from the book. And it helps so much because it helps the author to know that where the readers are thinking. You know, you always want to know what people are thinking so that you know if you're on target or if you need to make some changes. But it's always great to know that people are out there and they're talking about it.
Yeah, that's always fun. It's always fun. I try to do it, so if you can do it too, it is greatly appreciated.
Well, there you go. So get the book, and not only get the book, it's available on Amazon e-copy, and the proceeds are going to help the SHRM Foundation, which is the Speakers of Human Resources and Management.
It's the Society of Human Resources Management.
Society of Human Resources Management. So, and everybody now is looking at ways that we can help those that are not only outside of our families, but inside of our families and families, immediate families, work families, all types of families that we are connected to. And so this is an opportunity for you to be able to help them, to help some other individuals.
Absolutely.
So definitely get the book, write about the book, and come back and visit us at 8 o'clock this evening because we are going to have a watch party where you actually get to ask questions. So excited about that too. Miss Stacey Oliver-Knappe, thank you so much. I think I had an issue with the last name. Did I say it correctly?
That's all right. I've heard it so many ways. It is Oliver-Knappe. Is my husband is from Germany, so I try to say it Knappe. But Stacey, okay. I answered to that too. It's all good.
No, Stacey, okay. I like that. You have a fabulous day. Thank you so much for joining us. And
thank you so much, Cheryl.
Book, guys.
All right, take care, everybody.
Thank you. Cheryl Mays from Rise and Shine CF, and that was Miss Stacey Oliver-Knappe. I think I said it right.
It's all good. It's all good.
Stacey okay. We spent the time with Stacey okay on the Author's Lane. So thank you so much for joining us. Have a fabulous evening and look for us again on tomorrow and definitely this evening at 8 o'clock. Take care.